What's going on, everybody? It's EricRayweather back here, and today we're going to do a little bit different of a video. Richard Sherman just signed his deal with the 49ers, so thought it'd be cool to give you like a Madden 19 preview of what it's going to look like to have Richard Sherman playing for the Niners. Now this, of course, is Madden 18 because it is March and Madden 19 isn't out yet, but just trying to do something a little different, you know, aside from the tips and the gameplay. What do you guys think about this signing? I mean, obviously this is probably the biggest signing so far, and there's going to be a lot of crazy trades and signings going on over the next month in the off season, and with the draft coming up, it's going to be a lot of teams shaping up differently than, you know, they were the previous year. But what do you guys think about this? Richard Sherman said he wanted to go to a contender, but he instead went to the Niners, who aren't quite a contender just yet. But they do have, you know, a good franchise quarterback. It looks like they have a lot of money to spend this offseason, so I'm sure they're going to add a lot of nice pieces alongside Sherman. You know, they have an okay defense. They have potential. But why do you guys think Richard Sherman went there? I mean, I personally think it was kind of like a chip on his shoulder type thing. Maybe he wants to go against his former team twice a year and prove that, you know, he's still just as good as ever. I mean, what do you guys think about it? I think it's pretty interesting. A pretty interesting spot for Richard Sherman, because he did say he wanted to go to a contender, so I figured he was, you know, he had meetings with other teams. I definitely thought he would consider them more heavily than the Niners, but I don't even think he visited with the other teams. He went to the Niners first, and he signed his deal pretty much right then and there after meeting with them. So they must have gave him a good pitch, or gave him, you know, the money that he wanted, and he felt like it was the right move for him. But what do you guys think about it? I think it's definitely interesting. I think that you know, especially what happened in the playoffs a few years back when, you know, he swatted the game, what would have maybe been the game-winning touchdown to Michael Crabtree. I mean, he had his, you know, his famous speech where he like kind of was wilding out on the reporter on the sideline, called Michael Crabtree mediocre. It's just kind of funny. I'm pretty sure most Niner fans, you know, didn't like Sherman for a long time, but now he's on their team. So, but you know, I think people tend to forget the past pretty quickly when it comes to signing a great talent to your team. But will this be another one of those cases where, you know, the player leaves the team that, you know, the scheme was really good, it fit him perfectly, and go to another team and fall off? I mean, you can look at Nnamdi Asomugha when he went from the Raiders to the Eagles, and everybody was like, oh, they just signed the best cornerback in football. They just signed, you know, they signed a lot of people that year. They were calling them the dream team, and that team didn't do anything, and Nnamdi Asomugha literally fell off the face of the planet after going there. You know, you see this happen with a lot of players. You know, you could look at Brandon Browner, who was really good in that Seahawks system. He went over to the Patriots, and he was okay for the Patriots. He wasn't as good, but he was okay. Then right after that, signed that big deal with the Saints, and was literally looked like the worst cornerback of all time. And that just goes to show you that a lot of times it's really the system over the players. And I know that Richard Sherman has been someone that's had that rap that people say, oh, it's the system. He's really not a lockdown corner. He's not that good of a corner. He was like one of the first corners that I remember, you know, people really giving a hard time for only playing one side of the field. He kind of seemed to make that famous, at least in this era. And, you know, people saying it was more Cam Chancellor, it was Earl Thomas, it was, you know, Bobby Wagner. Like, those were the really good players on the team, and Richard Sherman was kind of just benefiting from the system. So now we're going to really get to see what happens with the Niners next year. But, you know, just wanted to give you guys a look of what you can expect to see in Madden 19 for those of you guys that do play regs. You know, that like the Niners are shaping up to actually have a really good team. Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be good. They got some good defenders. They got Sherman now, and they, you know, should be signing a lot more other guys this offseason. So that's all for today, guys. Just wanted to give you guys some clips, give you guys a little preview. If you like this style of video, let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, just drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.